Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to this awesome Me Time Thursday. This is a week after the UK referendum. And if you're in London, you know what havoc that has caused. And today we're going to be talking about, there's me, oh, sorry, I forgot to say, it's me, it's Adrian Marks, and the Me Time Authority and the awesome Marina Nani. And what we were talking about just before we went live was about being me, about being truthful to yourself, about being honest, because what's happened in London, and I'm sure unless you've been on Mars for the past week, you'll know that despite um, the vote of the referendum, the people in the UK voted to leave the EU. But what's happened since is that, as I said to Marina, the politicians have sat in the middle of the floor, and like spoilt children have thrown their toys out of the pram and said, "Oh, but we don't like that answer." Well, that's democracy. People voted. Let's get on with our lives, and this is what I want to talk about. It's about taking action. It's about being true to yourself. I'm sure that David Cameron, when he woke up if he went to bed on Thursday night, he probably didn't, but he said to his wife Sam in the morning, when the last votes came in, "Bugger, why did I bloody put the vote out there? Why did I tell them they could vote? That wasn't the answer I was expecting." Well, tough, life is tough. And if you do something, you have to accept responsibility of it and for it. This is absolutely ludicrous. And this is in a global situation, but I'm also talking about on a personal basis how people don't accept responsibility for who they are. Somebody once said, "Be yourself, everybody else is taken," and we'll come back to that later. But be yourself. Do you know who you are? It's taken me a long time to work out who I am, what really makes me feel good and what makes me feel bad. I have this, they talk about gut reaction. I literally have a feeling in my stomach if something doesn't resonate with me. If I'm in a situation where, and this goes back years, but if something isn't right, I don't feel comfortable. And I physically get this feeling in my stomach, and it's not nice. And I know lots of people, especially women, I think, have what we call it women's intuition, but I think we're just more in tune with what's going on in our bodies. At least I think we do. And maybe things are different a bit now. Maybe men also feel, well, it's not quite right. But sometimes what happens is we're in a situation and it doesn't feel right, but because of outside influences, because of a partner, a spouse, a social implication, what will the neighbors think? What will, my friends think? How can I do that? You don't do what feels right for you, so you step back and you're not being true to yourself. And part of me time and being good to yourself is finding out who you really are. What makes you feel good? You feel good about what you're doing, when you're eating the food that makes you feel good, when you're with people who make you feel good, when you're doing what makes you feel good in a social environment, in a work environment, when you're being true to yourself, then your life works. It's not a struggle. Even when stuff isn't good. I was telling Marina about a technical glitch I had the other day, which I spent about 2 hours trying to sort out. And in the end, it was very late and I was so tired. And I thought, I can't do this anymore. And then the night after, I didn't bother. And then this afternoon, I had actually asked somebody, a young IT genius that I know, and I said, right, I'm going to phone you and I'm going to ask you to talk me through it because I really don't know what I'm doing and I'm really fed up with it. Anyway, I opened my laptop. There was the download that I got from the other night, and I went on it, and I swear to you, in like 10 minutes, it was all done and everything was perfect. And I think that's what happens. Sometimes we just stress about things, and the more we stress, the worse it gets. And it's like if you have a ball of string, and if it's all knotted up and you try to unknot it, what do? You pull it. And if you pull it, what happens is it doesn't work, does it? It just gets more and more tied up. It just gets more of a mess. But if you take one piece very gently and you start to loosen it, and then you work another piece very loose and another piece very loose, suddenly you've got lots of strands and you can just unravel it. And that's what life's like. So when you're not being true to yourself, when you're really struggling against forces, then you have to step back and say, I'm not going to do this now. Like I did the other night, say it's not worth it because I'm stressing myself out, and I don't do stress. I don't like it. And not that people do, but some people live on it. And I think that's really bad for you because stress causes all sorts of things. It causes disharmony in relationships. It certainly causes bad health, and it can cause diseases. It can make you eat too much, drink too much, smoke, drugs, all sorts of things. Be with people that aren't good for you. So stress is not a good thing. Adrenaline is okay, but adrenaline's totally different. Adrenaline's that excitement, that, oh my God, I've got to do this because I'm really excited about it. And that's the difference. When it turns into stress, then you want to stop. So it's about being true to yourself. It's about this me time. And I just want to sort of go off on tangent just a little bit, because as you all know, if you listen to my shows regularly, you'll know that coming up in 3 weeks tomorrow, and I'm incredibly excited about it, is our first International Me Time Day, Friday the 22nd of July. And if you're in London, I am organising this amazing, incredible mastery spa day retreat. And it is going to be the most amazing day. There's going to be not just mentoring, there's going to be this awesome spa in one of the most luxurious and opulent hotels in the whole of London, which is literally next door to St Paul's Cathedral. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful hotel. The spa alone is just to die for, and we've got use of the spa all day. We're going to have champagne and chocolates, strawberries and cream, a wonderful lunch, and some me time mentoring, and it's going to be fun. We've got a room to hang out in, and you're just going to make new friends. And so I want you to, if you're in London, to come along to that. You know, if you're working, and give yourself a day off, seriously, and have a me time day, because it is going to be so much fun. There's going to be quite a few of us, and it's going to be awesome. And what you want to do, before I forget, is go to www.adrianmarksmetime.com / and I'll welcome you then, and it'll be wonderful to see you. So yes, International Me Time Day is all about me. It's all about, no, it's not about me. It's about you having your me time, which we know is so very important. And through that, you become you. You're becoming yourself. As I say, be yourself, because everybody else is taken. Well, I didn't say it. Somebody else said it a long time ago. And it's so important, because have you ever lived a lie for somebody else, done things for other people? It's really not good. It doesn't make you feel good. If you're spending time, and I've done it. I've been with negative people and gone along doing what other people wanted and not being happy. And because I'm not being true to myself. And so I didn't want to live like that anymore. And I believe very, very strongly, and I know Marina believes this too, that unless you're being true to yourself, unless you're doing what makes your heart sing, then your life has no purpose. Like your life is, you're living at half life. You're living at half your potential because there's so much inside you. I know there is. You know, there's hundreds of you all over the world that are listening in right now, and that I don't know. Hundreds, maybe thousands, and I don't know you. But what I do know is that inside everybody there is this core, there is this awesomeness that somehow got knocked out of you when you were a child, from a teacher, from a parent, from your siblings, you know, from a spouse, from all sorts of ways that happen, that experiences knocked you down, and you just like, how do I ever get up? Well, you start by saying, I'm going to be me. You know, and when I said that just now, I felt as if I ought to. I won't, because I don't want to upset you all, but I could have broken into the song. Because it's like this freedom. It's, I want to be me. It's so important. It doesn't matter. It's, you know, Marina has said this before. It's not your business what somebody else thinks of you. But my God, it is your business what you think of you. And you have to love and accept yourself, every single bit of yourself. You know, your lumps and bumps and all of it. And you can only do that by being true to yourself. When you're overeating, or you're in a toxic relationship, in a bad job situation, you're doing things that don't make your heart sing, if you're not happy, if you're not content with what's going on in your life, then you're not being true to yourself. You're not giving yourself the freedom, the joy, the love that you deserve. And once you do that, once you give yourself that joy, the permission to be you, because we're all unique, like our fingerprints are unique. You're a special, amazing person. And there is nobody in the world like you. Nobody at all. Maybe you like some things that I like. Maybe I like some things that Marina likes. But we're all different. We're all unique. And we have our special gifts that we can give to the world. And if you're not giving those gifts, if you're not giving your passion every single day, then you're living half a life. You're not being true to yourself. And unfortunately, life is too damn short. And you'll wake up one morning and it'll be too late. And that sounds so dramatic, I know it does. But it's the truth, my darling. And if you don't wake up now, what? I'm taking back my power. I'm going to love and accept myself exactly who I am. And if I want to be on the stage and sing, if I want to dance in the rain, if I want to be a pilot or I don't know, whatever it is you want to do, if you don't give yourself free rein to do that, you're missing out on so much. So I want you